Okay, I was busy talking about how the moon is an old sun, and I can explain this pretty well if you want to hear my theory. It's a theory, but I think it makes more sense than anything else I've heard as far as what the moon is. Because the moon is a mystery. You have to admit that it's like, I mean, really, if we just have to look at it objectively, like if we just or just in any instance, no matter how you look at the moon, it's mysterious. But if you're looking at it like with fresh eyes, the moon is a mystery because we see things in the sky, right? The sun is, it's pretty fucking obvious what the sun's purpose is. It provides life. It makes this all possible. It's our warmth, it's our light, it's our life. It creates growth and life, energy. It's like the source of life. It's, it's like it's like the centerpiece of our reality. The sun is pretty obvious what its purpose is. It's moving around up in the sky and it's doing what it has to do to keep us all going here, right? So there's no question as to what the fuck the sun's doing and why it's there. It's obvious. Okay, but now we got the moon. It's the same size as the sun, roughly. And if you look into this, you find out that the moon is doing the same thing as the sun. The sun, it makes a yearly path called the analemma. It's a figure eight, and the big loop's always going to be in the part of the world that's further away from you. Like if you go out and do the analemma, say you're in the northern hemisphere, for lack of a better word, the northern region, you're going to get the analemma. The little loop's going to be in the north, and the big loop's going to be in the south. But if it's location dependent, if you're in the south and you do the analemma, the big loop's in the north and the little loop's in the south. The big loop is just indicating the sun moving further away from you. So it's location dependent. It's not like there's a big loop in one of the other places. Because if you go to the equator and you do the analemma, it's a infinity symbol. It's a perfect. There's a equal size loop in the north and equal size loop in the south. At the equator, you'll get the analemma. It's a perfectly even path. We're on this eternal path. It seems like this. It's just like perpetual energy, just cycling in, out, within, without the toroidal system that we exist within. But so the sun's purpose is quite obvious, but it's interesting that the moon is the same size as the sun and it's on a path that is the same path. I mean, it's the ephemeral, they call it, but it's making the same shape through the sky that the sun is making. So it's basically, I think the moon is closer. I think the moon is a dead sun. And I think when a sun dies, it loses its life force, and it goes cold and solidifies and it slowly begins to sink out of the sky, really slowly, but it's still doing its circuit. But that's why the moon would be on a different cycle because it's closer. But the thing is, the moon, like the moon is a mystery. Like, what is the moon doing there? The sun's purpose is so obvious, but the moon, what the fuck? Why is there this thing up there? I mean, it glows and it's beautiful or whatever to look at, and it helps. It's part of our clock system, so it's important in that way. But they say that it has, that it does the tides, but that's just fucking story time. They can't prove that. We don't know what it is. It's just this mysterious thing. To me, the moon looks spent. It looks weathered. It looks like its original purpose is not. It's no longer serving its original purpose. It seems like something that once used to serve a different purpose than it's serving now, which is not much of one. It's a mystery. The moon, the enigma, right? It's the mystery. Nobody can ever figure out what's a good story for what the thing is. Why is it there? Why would God make a realm that has this useless thing floating through the sky? Well, I think the moon is just a dead sun. Like the dead sun, the dead star, the Death Star, right? The dead sun. It looks just like the moon, the Death Star in Star Wars. I'm sure I'm not the only guy that's had this thought before. And the craters are just outpacks. It's where there was air escaping from the sun after it solidified, created these craters. Like if you had like a plasma type substance that was hot, it was bubbling and popping, and then it went cold immediately and just froze, and solidified or whatever. It would have these little air pockets that would create craters on the surface. So the textured surface can be explained by my theory, and the fact that the moon lights up, it looks as though it's getting charged by the sunlight, because once the sun is gone, it still continues to glow wherever the sun hits it. So it looks like it's been charged up by the sun. And that would kind of make sense to me if it's made of the stuff suns are made of. It's kind of like this porous sort of like plasma stuff, plasma moon. that's why it would absorb sunlight and glow for a little while. Like it's because it used to just glow. That's what it was originally for. It was just the sun, but it lost its life force. It went dark. What I think is interesting is that the moon, we know what the sun does. It provides light, warmth, life, growth. The moon does the opposite. The moon's light, when it does have its light that is borrowing from the sun, is like charged up. When the moonlight hits the earth, it's cold. It's the opposite of the sun. It's cold, and it causes decay and death. It's like the moon speeds up decay, like it causes things to decay faster. The moonlight is cold and it brings death. The sunlight is warm and it brings life. It's like the complete opposite of the sun, but it's light. I mean, that's just so bizarre. It's like the yin yang, I mean, but I think it's just that it's a dead sun. That's what happens when a sun dies. It goes dark and solidifies, and it's still up in the sky making its circuit, the same path that it was on before. The ephemeral is the same shape as the analemma. And so it's like that theory really kind of explains the moon. I mean, and then people are going to wonder, well, what is, this only works on a flat earth cosmology, but I think that the earth gives birth to a sun. I think we're on a second sun. I think the earth gives birth to a sun right from the navel of the earth. It pops out of the navel of the earth like the North Hole. There's a big hole in the middle of the earth. The water breaks. The place floods. The sun shoots out, breaks off its umbilical cord and activates, pops up into the sky, and the whole life cycle begins. So I would think that when a sun dies, the earth gives birth to a new sun, second sun. And the sun is busy spawning souls, like our souls are sparks of life. Our soul is a spark of life. It's energy. It's spawned from the source, the soul. They call the sun the soul, S-O-L, the source of soul. If our souls are spawning from the sun, that's where the source of energy, our life force is energy. It's a spark of life. It's being drawn from the source, the soul, the sun. Every soul that's spawned on earth draws its soul from the sun. Every soul that's spawned leaves a corresponding sunspot where their soul used to be. The sunspots are where souls are being drawn from the sun. The souls, they live their lives, and when their physical body goes to dies and whatever and dissipates into the environment, the energy that was your life force does the same. It dissipates into the environment too. Energy doesn't disappear. It just gets pulled back to source, or if perhaps you were like a very bright soul, your soul was shining bright, you might go straight to heaven and become a star of your own. And the stars are just smaller lights in the sky up in heaven. There can be a star someday. The stars are smaller parts of the whole. The stars come from the sun. The sun spawns souls down here on earth, and we live our lives, and then our souls dissipate back into the environment after our physical body leaves. And the energy that was our soul will either get drawn back to source eventually or go to heaven. It depends on how we play the game. I guess there's something to this life. We're being tested, and I think that to win the game, you have to go to heaven, basically. And when all the souls have gone to heaven, that sun, there's a finite amount of souls in that sun. When all the souls have spawned and they've all gone to heaven, that sun goes dark, and there's no more life force left in it. There's a finite amount, and so it'll solidify and become a plasma moon. And that's what it's a dead sun, and that's what all the stars are. All those stars up in the sky at night. Those are the souls used to inhabit that first sun that we had. And that's why there's ancient ancestors from people that live on Earth now that recall a time when there was no moon. That was when there was just the first sun up in the sky. There was no moon back then. But then when that sun was spawned out, it became the moon, and the Earth gave birth to a new sun. There's like a brief ice age between suns, I'd imagine, a dark age or whatever.